Hey guys, Tyler here, and thank you for checking out this video. And 11.1 will be here in just a few days, and with it comes a brand new PvP season, as well as Season 2 of Mythic Plus and the Liberation of Undermined raid, which I am really looking forward to because I love all things goblins here in World of Warcraft. So today, we are going to be checking out all of my findings that I've been looking at over the past couple of months on the PTR. So there'll be 4 different videos, and a lot of the pieces may be very similar, including the overview and this opener. So check out the timestamps down in the description of the video if you'd like to skip ahead. Totally fine. And please leave me your feedback down below. This is a new way of me approaching this topic. Instead of making one long video, doing it in 4 different sections, I would encourage you guys to leave me feedback and let me know what works for you as a viewer. So I'll have 4 different videos. They will be covering single target and AoE for Sentinel, and single target and AoE for your Dark Ranger Marksman Hunter, whichever you decide to pick. Things may change. This is just the last couple of days of the PTR, and if anything is an indicator, they don't exactly know what's going on, as we just got a decent buff of 6% across the board, and several nerfs went out to other classes and other specs. RIP Beast Mastery. But let's go ahead and check out an overview, and then we'll dive into the meat and potatoes of this video.
Mr. Eggplant presents.
So it's been quite some time since we've seen a rework on our Marksman Hunter, and the Undermined patch 11.1 is bringing one along with it. So this section will be the same for all of my final PTR videos, as well as, at least most likely, my 11.1 Marksman Hunter guide. So if you've already seen this, be sure and check out the description and the timestamp for the next section if you would like to skip this. But there were some good changes, and this is a quick overview of those. So many of our abilities and passives have been redesigned, and some examples would be with Salvo, where it's now moved to a complete passive. You don't have to worry about macroing it together with your Volley, and every time you use Volley, you'll get those 2 Salvo explosive shots that will go out on your target. You have an ability that can potentially lower the cooldown of Volley as well, and explosive shot is very important in our build, so this will be a great quality of life improvement and a really big boost to our AoE damage. In the Rhythm has now been redesigned, so instead of it increasing your haste by 12% after you finish the channeled cast of your rapid fire, now it increases the attack speed of your auto attacks, which will still be good in regards to our tier set here for the second season of the War Within. Calling the shots has been redesigned, so instead of lowering the cooldown of your Trueshot every X amount of focus, now it's every time you use your Spotter's Mark passive, which we'll talk about here in a second. It will lower the cooldown of your Trueshot. And then Bullet Storm has been redesigned as well. So instead of increasing a stacking increase to damage of your next multi-shot, for example, it's now just a stacking increase to your aim shot, and it still works the same way. We have a much longer base cast time for our aim shot, which will be harder for players to pick up and feel comfortable with. It's going to mean haste is going to be a little bit more important in our build, but Streamline, which will be in the second little section of this bit, will make sure that's significantly easier, and I'll have a good rotation and a good flow for you guys to get the most out of those aim shots. We did see the removal of Lone Wolf, so we don't have to worry about that stance anymore, and they've actually given us a marksman only Bloodlust, which is going to be called Harrier's Cry, and then Trueshot no longer lowers the focus cost of aim shot, so you cannot simply go aim shot, rapid fire, aim shot, rapid fire during your true shots, but they have a workaround, and I think it works quite nicely. Steady Shot has been improved in a huge way. In fact, this is probably the best Steady Shot has been in quite some time, because the base Steady Shot now has improved Steady Shot and Pincushion baked in, meaning your Steady Shot gives you 20 focus baseline instead of 0 or 10, and then it will lower the cooldown of your next aim shot charge by 2 seconds, just like what Pincushion did here in 11.0. Steady Focus has been removed, so you don't have to worry about that. Lunar Storm, if you are playing a Sentinel Marksman Hunter, is on a 30-second cooldown, still attached to your rapid fire, but it is a much bigger circle, and it kind of has Death Chakram built in, where any enemy that's taken damage from the Lunar Storm will now take 10% more damage from you and your pets for 8 seconds. And then speaking of that new passive, it's called Spotter's Mark. It's pretty easy, and you really don't have to worry about min-maxing it too much, although you can get in the weeds and do that. So spinning your precise shots has an X% chance. The base is 30%, and that can go up to 50% with improved spotter's mark. But it gives you X% chance to mark the target, and aim shot does 40% more damage to said target. So we're really ramping up the importance of precise shots and streamline. If you get anything out of this, TLDR, precise shots, streamline, much more important to doing damage on a marksman hunter here in 11.1. But I got ahead of myself. Both aim shot and rapid fire can now give precise shots thanks to a talent, which you'll almost always pick. It increases the damage by 100% of your arcane shot or multi-shot, and lowers the cooldown of your explosive shot by 2 seconds. And if you are proccing your spotter's mark with that precise shots, will lower the cooldown of Trueshot as well, which is very important. And then finally, more abilities grant streamline than ever before. Streamline was basically just after your rapid fire, so you would use your rapid fire and it would cause the next, or your rapid fire would do 15% more damage, and then the next aim shot would cast 30% faster. But now it stacks up to 2 times, and precise shots, rapid fire, and explosive shot can all give you stacks of streamline, stacks up to 2 times, like I said, and it lowers the cooldown of aim shot, and you can actually, in single target, make the streamline that much stronger as well, and streamline is buffed during your Trueshot to help alleviate the logjam that we had early on in the PTR. And then finally, lock and load also lowers the cooldown of explosive shot. So the super TLDR would be your aim shot and rapid fire will give you precise shot procs now. When you use your precise shot, you can give you spotter's mark. If you get spotter's mark, it will lower the remaining cooldown of Trueshot. And also, if you use your rapid fire, you use precise shots, or you use your explosive shot, all of those give streamline, and they will make your next aim shot faster. There's some really, really good synergy in this build. It was really confusing to me at first when I first started picking it up, but now that I've played with it for a couple of weeks, there's some great synergy here, and I hope that this will be tuned accurately for this patch and into the rest of the expansion, and that we'll have a really good quality rework. So now let's talk about all things AoE or Mythic Plus on your Sentinel Marksman Hunter. So I'll look at an opener, we'll look at the talents, talk about the stat priority really quick, what I've been working on here on the PTR, and then we'll do the rotation, and then we'll beat on the dummies like all these people are back here for about 2 Trueshots worth of a rotation, and you guys can see where the damage is and what a rotation would look like. So let's look at the talents first. And they haven't seen too many changes on the left side. The only thing of note is territorial instincts. Now you don't have to worry about if you have a pet or not, so it just lowers the cooldown of intimidation by 10 seconds, making it a 50-second cooldown. In the middle, Lunar Storm is the big change, so now it's every 30 seconds as opposed to every 15 seconds. It's still attached to your rapid fire for us as a marksman hunter. It's a bigger circle, which is great, and it also increases the damage that the target takes while they're in there, while they're getting hit by Lunar Storm by 10%, which is great for 8 seconds. The problem is, though, is you have to be really smart about how you use that rapid fire when Lunar Storm is up, because it doesn't matter how big that circle is. If you send it over this way and then the boss or the trash moves over this way, it's not going to help your damage at all, and that's going to be something that is the hidden damage that a lot of hunters are going to struggle with, whether you're playing survival or marksman with this change. And then over on the right side, so this is the base build that I will be using for single target and for AoE for my Sentinel or for Dark Ranger. This doesn't change, which is amazing. I really like the way this build is set up, but then there is about 8 points different in all 4 of the builds. So there's so good quality of life that you can learn the base, and then there's just little caveats for each one of the builds. So for this one, it does opt to give me rapid fire, will give me precise shot, so now both rapid fire and aim shot can do that. It allows me, whenever I cast my explosive shot, which is more important now than ever before in our rotation for single target and for AoE, it's going to give me streamline, and then whenever I consume my precise shot procs, it reduces the cooldown of explosive shot by 2 seconds, and when I use lock and load, which is a staple of our build and has been for quite some time, it will reduce the remaining cooldown by 8 seconds. Why is that important? It gives you streamline. You want streamline stacks to attack faster with your aim shot. When you use your aim shot, that gives you precise shots, or I should say, or your rapid fire with this build. That gives you precise shots. Spending precise shots allows you to cleave, and it does more damage thanks to precise shots up here. It does 100% more damage with your multi-shot and aim shot, or excuse me, multi-shot or your arcane shot, which we're going to buff further. There's just a ton of synergy in this build, as you'll see in the rotation. But we need to fill out the tree. So we have multi-shot basically built into our kit, but it still doesn't give us trick shots without spending a point. So we'll put that point there, and that opens up the bottom part of the tree. We put 2 points in Bullseye here. We put 1 point in Small Game Hunter, but I don't put a point in Bullet Hell. We'll pick up Volley, and then we'll pick up Salvo, which is now a passive. I love that thing. And then we'll put, we have 2 more points to spend. I've opted to put 1 in Bullet Storm, which has been redesigned, and it increases the damage of aim shot. I have 1 point left to spend, and I'm really not positive where I want to put it. There's a couple of different ones. One of those is going to be Shrapnel Shot, which I kind of leaning towards because you're going to be getting a ton of explosive shots, especially once you get your tier set bonus for Season 2, or Incendiary Ammunition, which increases the critical strike damage along with those stacks, and it stacks 5 more times, up to 25 times or 50% increased damage to your aim shots. I will go ahead and put it here in Incendiary Ammunition, but we'll have to wait and see how it really feels once we get into raid, because I didn't do any raid testing or anything like that. So now that we've got the talents out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at an opener and a rotation. So for AoE, you're going to lead with your explosive shot once everything's all clumped up together, and then you're going to go Volley, and Salvo will be baked into Volley now, and don't feel like you're losing damage by going explosive shot into salvoed Volley. You'll still get all of those dots, and they'll all do a ton of damage. Trust me on that. Then you'll use your rapid fire, and then you're going to go into Trueshot, and then aim shot, and then multi-shot, because you'll be out of that Volley window, and then aim shot, and then multi-shot, and then rapid fire, and then multi-shot, and then aim shot, and so on and so forth. And you will eventually have to cast a steady shot, but steady shot is significantly stronger than it has been in the past. And I will say in AoE you tend to only have 1 stack of your streamline for most of the time, but at least thanks to Tinsel Bowstring, Trueshot now increases the effectiveness of streamline by 50%. So every time you have 1 of your streamline stacks, it's like having 1.5 while you're in Trueshot, so it's not that big of a deal. And something I will say, never cast aim shot unless you're like on an opener. Never cast aim shot without at least 1 stack of streamline. You feel like you age 10 years during that. So let's go ahead and look at the opener here, and then I'm just going to go through 2 full true shots, and we're going to see just how much damage this can do. And then one other thing, with your stat priority, what I've been doing right now is been going crit up to crit cap, and then you going mastery, then main stat, but main stat can be kind of put in there interchangeably. I never really know where to put it. And then just haste, and then finally versatility. Haste was really important at the beginning of the PTR until I really got the feel for streamline, and they've made a lot of quality of life changes with that. So you don't need haste as much as you do as a Dark Ranger, because you do want to have all those auto shots as a Dark Ranger hunter. But let's go ahead and check out this opener, and we'll just see how much damage we can do. And this will be skewed just a little bit because we'll be in Bullseye, but what the heck, let's see some big numbers. Alright, so I didn't do that perfectly, but it was a pretty good indicator, I'd say, of the kind of damage that we can do. So I'm going to run far away over here and hope that my damage meter didn't get reset. So that was 3 minutes and 33 seconds worth of damage. Did literally 1.61 billion, 7.57 million DPS. Again, like I said, I was in my bullseye range, so that is going to be heavily skewed. But we have a ton of damage here in our build right now. So aim shot and explosive shot are really driving the build. Rapid fire isn't up there like it used to be, but literally look how many explosive shots. We had 10 go out. We had the tier set bonus that was giving extra explosive shots. We have the base explosive shot that we have. We have salvo. All of these are doing just an absolute ton of damage. And also my weapon is a 639 weapon, so it's not a boosted weapon, so it'll raise the damage even more. And this was at 670 item level as well. So Sentinel had some great damage there. Lunar Storm, surprisingly, much farther down the list. It's less important to your damage, as in like the Lunar Storm's doing the damage. It's more so the fact that it's increasing your damage as well. So this is a really good looking amount of damage, and I'm hoping that we will. That was also without lust too, so do keep that in mind. I guess I could have lusted myself, but I'm really excited. There's some really great synergy with this build. We just saw that 6% increase to damage across the board. Do we need more? I don't know, but you better believe I'm going to go into the next tier playing my Marksman Hunter and trying out all of the different builds, whether it be single target or AoE Dark Ranger or single target and AoE Sentinel. So thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and follow me over at Twitch at twitch.tv/Mr. Eggplant, and I will see you on live servers very soon. Hey, that was fast.